Have you ever felt like you're carrying an invisible weight, a set of unspoken rules you live by, without quite knowing why? It often shows up as feeling weak, indecisive, or just stuck. The truth is, many of these feelings and behaviors are not random. They are patterns we've inherited, and a lot of them trace back to one of the most influential figures in our lives, our fathers. Think about it. The relationship we have with our dad shapes the inner voice we carry throughout our lives. Was that voice supportive and encouraging? Or was it harsh and critical? Maybe it was absent altogether, leaving a void filled with uncertainty. If your father was silent, you might have learned to silence your own voice. If he was prone to anger, you probably became an expert at navigating emotional minefields, always cautious, always on guard. If he set impossibly high standards, you may constantly feel like you're not good enough, no matter how much you achieve. And if he was physically or emotionally absent, you might struggle with a deep-seated self-doubt, questioning your own worth. Growing up, we often operate in survival mode. We adapt to our father's emotional world to feel safe and loved. This isn't just a psychological trick, it literally shapes our developing brains. We learn behaviors like avoiding conflict, second-guessing every decision, or struggling to ask for what we need. These were brilliant survival strategies back then, but in adulthood, they can become our biggest limitations. They keep us from taking risks, from speaking our truth, and from building healthy relationships. Essentially, the relationship with our father becomes the blueprint for the relationship we have with ourselves. It dictates how we pursue our dreams, whether we seek validation from others, how we express our own emotions, and even which fears we inherit. So, how do we begin to heal and break these cycles? It starts with one powerful and sometimes difficult step: honesty. We have to get brutally honest with ourselves about the patterns we're living out and where they came from. This isn't about blaming. It's about understanding. It's about recognizing that the emotional blueprint you were given is not a life sentence. You have the power to redraw it. A huge part of this healing journey is seeing your father not just as your dad, but as a person. A person who had his own upbringing, his own fears, his own unhealed wounds. Understanding his story can help you make sense of your own, not to excuse his behavior, but to release the personal burden of it. It wasn't about you, it was about him. This perspective shift is incredibly freeing. True maturity is the process of separating who you are from where you came from. It's about looking at those inherited emotional rules and asking, does this still work for me? Does this rule help me become the person I want to be? You get to decide what to keep and what to let go of. And here is the most important part. Real strength isn't about being emotionless or toughing it out. True strength is the courage to look at your own patterns without judgment. It's the compassion to see your father clearly, flaws and all. It's the honesty to admit what hurts. And it's the self-respect to choose a new path, one based on your own values, your own voice, and your own vision for your life. You can break the cycle, you can heal, and you can become the person you were always meant to be. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content on healing and personal growth. You're not alone on this journey.